as an when we go to the school, okay, kahit pa hindi intended natin mag-troubleshoot, pwede at that point, meron tayo makikita at hindi to troubleshoot. Okay? So the first importance of doing troubleshooting on time. Okay? On time. Kasi yung track na pinukuha natin kahapon, sa gagawa tayo ng PA track, parang periodic PA yung gagawin natin. But there will be cases where it will have to be PA, not on a daily basis, but couple of time yung PA natin. Ako nga po, meron akong analogy na biglang naisip this morning. No? My father was a diabetic. My sister was too. Then another sister is diabetic. Okay? I am not yet diabetic, pero ginagawa ko, tinatrack ko na yung sarili ko. Tinatrack na kung napapansin ko din ako, nag-repeat ako na every 2 hours after eating. What's the intent? Why am I doing that? Why am I doing that? Pero iwan na lalaman natin na mataas ang blood sugar natin. Pag nagpapakuha tayo dito, and it's expensive. You cannot do that every day. Okay? Even probably monthly, you want to be doing that. Even probably on a quarterly basis, we're not going to do that. Okay? So I decided to track my blood sugar. Yung ano yung nanibilan na nag-test lang ako daily. Naghahanap na ako ng patch. Kung matatrack mo sa cellphone, every hour, yung glucose mo. Pero since wala pa dito sa Pilipinas, bigyan mo na ako kahit masakit. Pag Wednesday, kaliwag kamay, pag araw ko na, nagkamali ako. Kaya kasi otherwise, nadami yung masakitin ko eh. Kahit daily na, gugulan ko pa rin. Anyway, so I monitor myself.
Morning, ma.
I'm a heavy eater of chocolates. Ito ko pakita. Alis ko na yung rice, ito yung chocolates ko yung chocolates. Okay. So monitoring. Sa kaka-monitor ko, diba, pag sinabing pag-fasting, dapat 8 hours to 10 hours siya. Diba? So, sabi ko gagawin natin. Dapat mo ang blood sugar natin. Isa ko nyo 100. Nasa 100 ka pababa. Tapos, pwede kayo magkuha ng blood sugar mo 2 hours after meal. After meal. Ang limit naman ang 140. Tapos, meron test na gagawin pag atendawag ko sa HbA1c every 3 months. Pupuno yung blood average mo. Ang limit naman ang 5.7. 5.7 pre-diabetic na. So I thought, nasa pre-diabetic na ako. So nag-sugar ko ako. Pag fasting ko palagi, pag kumain ako ng rice, sugar ko talaga yan sa umaga. Kagabi po, binom ako ng Coke, na-anticipate ko na mataas ko ang sipon. Tuloy na mataas. Pag kumain po ako ng chocolates, kumari kahit na yesterday, mga lunchtime o hapon, isang prepare ko na kung ano yung ano ko, ano yung fasting blood sugar ko. So, because na-prepare ko na kung ano yung magiging ano, every day I'm able to make a decision when to eat sweets and when not to eat sweets. Okay? So, iba yung decision ko ito kasi every day ko siya pinaka as compared to pagkuha ng blood sugar at mataas ka agad, sa akin tuloy, ang gagawin mo na lang is hindi na ako kakain ng matalis, ng rice, carbo, hindi na kakain. Ganun na lang yung decision ko ng akin. But take note ba yung decision ko, ito kung kumuha ng tatak tayo every day. Okay? Basta kikita natin yung operational concerns mas na-address natin. Ganun din tayo sa monitoring. Okay? Kahapon, I think lang ni Doon na kahapon, pwede ba kumuha ng indicator sa school level, pag-school lang, ang population? The answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes. Why? Because it will be useful to you. It will be useful to you. Yung mga performance indicator ng NER, GER, CSR lalo, pag-importante yan sa policymakers. But they are not very useful when it comes to operational value. Kasi by the time lumabas yung results, it's too late. For example, pag nalaman nyo yung results ng NER is at 80%, question, mapapataas ko ba yung NER for the year? Hindi na. You will have to give me the following year. Achievement na. Pag ma-release yung results, na. Okay? At nalaman natin na baba natin, question, can we still do something about it? Wala na. Yung cohort nakalabas na sa elementary. Wala na sa elementary kasi sa elementary na yun. Right? So, wala sa issue. Yung downside ng mga ganun, mga achievement, mga ganun indicator. Kaya, kung sa tingin nyo, kailangan nyo magpapag ng sariling indicator. Okay? Sariling indicator sa level nyo, na-access na ng qualities. All the things you so. Kasi ang question ka, pwede ba magkaroon ng regional assessment? Okay? O regional assessment. Ako, sa akin, yes. Kasi kayo yung user. Kayo yung user. You will be able to use it for your own purpose. Kung sabi nila, meron daw policy, hindi pwede magkaroon na but the point is, if you are actually using an evaluation plan, that will be too late. Okay? Pero kapag way to monitor, then do the monitoring. Okay? Pag sinabi ng monitoring and evaluation, marami pong types ng monitoring and evaluation, hindi lang isa. And you have to implement it as a system. Okay? As a system. Kung evaluation ka lang palagi, it's too late. Remember po, ang primary element, one of the primary elements of monitoring and evaluation is time. Okay? You need to be able to evaluate, monitor and evaluate at the right time so that you will be able to make the right decisions at the right time. Okay? So, ganun po yung ano. So, ano po natin. Ngayon, balik tayo sa discussion ng troubleshooting. When you go to schools, maaari nagbibisita na kayo, pwede right there and then, you will encounter a problem. Diba? Right there and then, you will encounter a problem. Right? And then, of course, hindi mo antayin na, teka, hindi pa namin oras mag-troubleshoot. Hindi mo antayin yun. Pwede right there and then, pwede ka nang magbigay na list ng mga advices. Okay? So, yun yung pag-uusapan natin. Yun yung pag-uusapan natin. Wala yung objectives natin. Okay? Different approaches to addressing problems and issues na biglaan natin na encounter. Okay? And then, important elements, steps na we're taking natin. Okay, mga natin. So, ganito po. Simulan natin ang ganito. I will be presenting to you implementation problems. Okay? Implementation problems. Okay? Tapos, i-dissect natin yan. Paano nyo siya i-address? Anong cost niya? Kasi pag i-address nyo siya, kailangan alam mo yung cost. Okay? Alam mo yung cost ng mga problems. Okay? Para yung project implementation challenges. So, ito po, lalabas ko lang yung mga problems na marami yung na-encounter mo. Program or project implementation is delayed or the deadline are not being met. So, yung mga schools nyo, they are actually implementing part of the programs, mga international, pinabasa nyo, at nakita nyo medyo delay sila. At hindi nila nag-meet to deadlines. Diba? Na-encounter nyo yung problem na yan. Okay? Number 2, yung program, yung project, meron ng output, nakagawa na kayo ng output, kumari, naggawa ng output si division, pero pag tingin nyo ngayon sa school level, they're not using it. Captain nyo yan, Captain, they're not using it. Okay? Not only in that way, but also in other projects. Pag gusto yung output, pero pag tinignan mo, they're not using it. Number 3, there's a misunderstanding between the division and the school. Ganun lang natin. Ang misunderstanding between the school kung react na ito. Okay? O kaya si region at si division. Nangyari yan. Okay? Nangyari yan. Dito, ay simple po. Ano rin po kakaintindi ko? Diba? The project was completed but walang benefits na nakikita. Wala nagkaroon ng reading verification pero wala pa yung reading. Puro reading stay sa atin. Kaya idealist niya. Ang blacklist, pwede hindi mo mangyari. Hindi yan nangyayari na palagi. Number 8, medyo bumabagal doon. Hindi naman delay pero papansin nyo bumabagal yung Number 9, program sponsors or not supporting program activities and commitments. Hindi ko alam kung nangyari na po sa inyo yan, sa akin nangyari na yan. Okay? Nangyari na yan. Yung program sponsor namin, ang teka, parang nagagalit sa amin, parang kasi hindi nakakaintindi ang program namin. Okay? And then, paulit-ulit na problema. Okay, paulit-ulit na problema. Okay, so ito po yung sasagutin natin. Una-una, ano bang effect ng problema na yan? Itong problema na yan, hindi mo siya i-address. Okay? Ano bang magiging effect niyan sa operations o sa school? No? Well, not solve or address. Okay? Number 2, tingnan natin siya, how do we know, what do you think are the causes of this problem? Kasi, as a TA, you need to understand the cause. Kasi doon tayo mag-address the cause. Yung symptoms, pwede mo siyang gamutin lang. Okay? Pero yung cause, kailangan natin address eventually as a TA. Okay? And then number 3, anong solutions or mitigating measures? Okay? Solutions, pag sinabing solutions, hindi sabihin masusolve mo. Pero pag minsan may mga problema hindi natin masusolve, kaya mitigating measures lang ang gagawin natin. Okay? Mitigating measures lang. Alright? Now, medyo patawarin ko lang ako kasi maliit yung... So, number 1 problem natin, delayed implementation. Okay? Pag delayed po ang implementation, ito po yung mga implication niya. Okay? Ang implication po niya, it will put pressure on limited available resources. Okay? It will put pressure on limited available resources. Pag delay ang implementation ng isang proyekto. Okay? Bakit po? Bakit? Kasi magka-catch up. Pag nag-catch up yan, kukuha na maraming tao yan. Maraming implement pa. In the process, maliligay yung project. Okay? In the process of catching, kukuha na yung resources sa school head, o kaya kukuha na yung tao para mag-catch up dun sa implementation. Okay? And in the process, maliligay yung project. Okay? Now, gagawin yung ibang activities, ika-cut short. Magsa-shortcut na lang tayo, huwag na natin yung gawin. Parang ginawa natin, nag-cut short ako. Nag-cut short ako, kasi pala hindi tayo nag-delay. That will be the implications of that. Leading to quality issues. Okay, leading to quality issues. Halimbawa, ang isang karaniwang pinaforgo, activity dahil delay na is yung startup. Okay? Startup. Kasi parang medyo delay na yung pagbabasa ng program from the central, delay kasi central, si region to division, pagdating kay school, instead of implementing it in 1 year, pagdating kay school, implementing in 3 months. Diba? Delay na. So in the process, meron na kinakat short na activity. And one of them is the startup. Okay? I-discuss po natin yung isang araw. Huwag nyo pong i-compromise si startup. Si startup po, yung startup. Sa anong ginagawa sa startup? Making sure that everybody understand what the project is all about. Making sure everybody understand what the project is all about. What the deliverables are, what the activities are. Kasi yun ang karaniwang cause ng delay. Hindi nila alam yung ano yung project. So, yun po yung mangyayari. Okay? Or, syempre, makagalit yung client din natin. Okay? Kung halimbawa funding agency yan, okay, magagalit sila sa atin. Okay? Pero anong process? Bakit pa nagkakaroon ng ano? Bakit po nagkakaroon ng delay? So, tingin niyo po, bakit nagkakaroon ng delay? Siyempre, aside from funds, aside from funds. Okay. Okay lang kung overlapping with other activities. Okay? O inaantay natin yung isang programa bago tayo makasimula. Ang tinatawag sa project management ng finish to start. We want to ensure bago tayo makasimula, kasi natin finish to start, one activity has to finish first before we will be starting. Okay? So, tama po yan. So, pero tingnan natin kung ano mga possible. Delays in implementation can be attributed to number one, okay, the scope of the program or project unclear or simply wala akong plano. Okay? Simply walang plano. Right? And this is a major issue. This is a major problem. Okay? Pag may mo bang programa sa inyo, meron po ba talagang plano? Pagkaiba po yung yung guidelines. Yung guidelines kasi ito yung ito yung dapat itsura ng learning materials, ito dapat itsura ng facilities, ng kindergarten, kunwari ng kindergarten facilities, yung guidelines. Pero in terms of a project plan or implementation plan, may mga mababasa naman. Okay? Karaniwan pa lang. Okay? Karaniwan pa lang. No? It's just a road stone. Ito yung itsura na dapat mangyari sa baba. Okay? Yung itsura na dapat mangyari sa baba. But in terms of how, it's a different thing. Okay? It's a different thing. So tayo ngayon, is ang tendency ngayon natin is the scope of the program or the project is unclear or simply no plans. The tendency ngayon natin, we will be implementing a lot of things. We think that is part of the program. Okay? Kasi kung mababasa natin isang 1 or 2 page na yung madaling programa, tama? Pero lang, so ang gagawin natin, we will implement it based on our own understanding. So it's possible, two schools will be implementing 2 different ways, okay, for that particular program. So one of the things that you need to strengthen in your division is actually yung project management capability, project development capability. Ninyo, as TA, okay, tulad ka sabi ko the other day, yung PCM is a massive skill natin, hindi lang natin to ensure that pag may papag project from the region, so nagagaling sa region, kayo ngayon sa division, mag-filter nyo. This is how it should now be implemented. Okay? It should be implemented this way. Kasi technique ko nasa central kasi broad stroke yan. Broad stroke sa central. Okay? Broad stroke ang pagkakapagkakapa na central. Pero pag i-implement sa inyo, you have to make it now in a form of implementation approach. Okay? Pag balabas kasi central and region, policy approach. Okay? Description policy. So it's not in the context of an implementation plan. So kapag pagbabasa ito, it's in an implementation plan. Okay? Implementation plan. Kaya nga po, ako po as a consultant, hindi lang yung pangkailangan, may iba yung projects ko. Kanina para ba iba yung ginagawa? Sabi ko nasa inyo na ito-conceptualize ako ng so parang a regional facility, okay, wherein you can access money and then you can propose a project. So, sasabi namin advantage ito, maging advantage ito is that you can implement a project na talagang kailangan niya. Kasi pagdating sa taas palagi, one size fits all yan. One size fits all yan. Kasi po, nag-trickle down na. Ito parang you can have the facility to access that. So yun yung conceptualize. But the bottom line is, pag mag-implement tayo ng project, dapat alam natin yung scope, alam nyo ang solution, then alam din yung school kung yung scope, ang na-expected nila mga. Kasi ito yung karaniwang process ng delay. Okay, karaniwang process ng delay. Okay, then too many unplanned or intervening activities. Wala akong solution ito para sa inyo. Kasi this is your reality. This is reality sa baba. Okay, too many unplanned or intervening activities. We will be discussing related something later on. Okay. And then significant tasks or activities are missing. Okay? What do we mean by this? Yung essential, kung meron na, no? Pero ang tendency, yung essential task na nawawala. Okay? Yung essential task na nawawala. Mga important task na yan. Kailangan na gawin kasi at times we submit a implementation plan simply for compliance. Simply for compliance. Or, at worst, again, this is in other regions, na encounter ko, pag nagsasabit ng implementation plan, ang pinapalitan lang yung year. Dati, pangalan ng school, ngayon year na. Ang pinapalitan. Bakit ako natatawa? Hindi naman sa inyo lang, isa sa inyo sa, in fact, even in other departments, like not just in them. Pinapalitan ng year, pinapalitan. Very easy to live. Submit your 2025 plan, okay? So in that context, yung mga essential tasks that we will be needing are actually missing. Okay? Essential tasks are actually now missing. Or too many deliverables or too many outputs assigned to one staff. Nangyayari po yan. Siguro lalo na sa leadership level. Remember yung pinakita ko sa isang araw na funnel? Diba? Sa sobrang dami ng projects na nagko-compete, okay? Sobrang projects na nagko-compete, talagang bawat isang tao, kumari sa CID, sa CID, maaaring sa CID, I will have to deal with CLNB. Sa CLNB, I will have to deal with different people in CLNB. Diba? All converted to me as one output. It's actually common na isang supervisor sa CID will be handling, let's say, IPED as an analysis spread. Okay? Sino ba? Rasa sa kanya din. Although pare-pareho yun, lahat yung pang-inclusive, but technically these are different projects. Diba? Nahahandle sa kanya. Nahahandle sa kanya. Okay. So, try to imagine, may implement kaya talaga ang kanya. Diba? May implement kaya ang kanya. Pagbaba natin kayo sa school, yung teachers natin, may coordinatorship pa. Okay? I remember, present ko sa yung big leader ko sa isang project, and overwhelmed. Kaya, gagawin natin. Nabi lahat ko lang ginagawa. Okay? Or infrequent implementation updates. Okay? Updates. Bihira ng updates ng implementation. It's very reporting. Yung reporting ko. Medyo, pero sa DepEd, medyo institutionalize na yung quarterly review. Quarterly review. Medyo nang nasa akin, Sir, quarterly review, ba pwede namin gawin monthly? Kung kaya na kasi gawin yung quarterly review ng of course, hindi na siya monthly, hindi sa quarterly. May rule lang po sa review. May rule lang po sa review. Posible kasi, na quarterly review is also too late. Posible. Okay? May mga activity kasi kailangan ibantayan on a monthly basis. Okay? So, dapat ganun din tayo. Dapat may mga activity tayo itatrack kasi kailangan natin ng monthly updates. Kasi pag hindi, quarterly lang natin i-update. Mangyayari na, pag nag-track, kumari, isang activity, na-delay na tayo ng January. Okay? Since ang reporting quarterly review natin, March pa, pagdating ng March, edi 3 months delay na ngayon yung activity na yun. Doon pa lang natin malalaman. Okay? So if there are activities doon sa implementation plan na kailangan i-track managing, dapat itatrack natin siya. Okay? Itatrack natin siya. And then requirements for non-implementing units o yung mga procurement, yun po na-delay. Karaniwang po ito ang problema sa mga procurement. Okay. And then, different understanding of scope and task by staff. Medyo related po dito sa scope of the program or projects. Here, ito yung mismo yung document. Ito naman yung pagkakaintindi ng mga staff. Okay? And it is happening. It is happening wherein two different schools will be implementing the same program with the same title, okay, differently. Okay, dahil sa pagkakaintindi. Okay? Paano po natin yung sasolve? Pagdating natin sa school, makikita natin, ito yung ano nila, ito yung understanding nila. Okay? Ito yung process ng delay. Okay? So, hindi mo natin sinasolve yung yung pag-iisip. Sinasolve natin yung kosa. Okay? Yung kosa sinasolve natin. No? So, ibig sabihin, we are providing TA sa essential aspect. Kasi yung implementation niya sa school niya. Okay? Sa school niya. Ang i-address natin ngayon ay yung process. So, how do we now address this process? Okay? Sorry po, meron pa pala. Personality classes. Okay? Familiar? Example niyo po yan? Ay mga personality classes na. Ang solution po natin, ang solution ko na nilagay, based on my experience, dalawa lang po nilagay ito. Okay? And these are the following. Delays in implementation can be mitigated by, mitigated po kasi nangyari na. Hindi mo na mga susunod yan, mali na talaga yan. Okay? By assigning more resources to do the delayed activities or transferring tasks to another staff. Okay? Of course, meron po yung application. Pero ang solution po na gagawin natin is actually scoping. Okay? Scoping. Downsize the program or project or scoping. The project scope. Ibig sabihin, bawasan na natin. Okay? Yung mga gagawin. I-grade down na natin para makahapon tayo. Okay? So you will have to make that decision. Meaning now, as a TA, if you will be providing TA, kailangan familiar tayo sa mga scope ng program and project. Dapat tayo yung beacon na nagka-clarify ng mga programs and projects. Hindi tayo magkasama ng magdadagdag sa confusion sa baba. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, hindi yung narinig ko lang, ibig sabihin, nabasa rin natin yung dokumento nagsasabi ng scope ng project, ng scope ng program. Okay? So, maging second nature sa inyo, kapag may program o project na ibababa, hahanapin nyo palagi asan yung project design, asan yung program design. Okay? Dapat po yung first step natin as a team. Right? Kasi karamihan po problema is on the scope. Okay? So, ano yung kapag wala, ang ko kayo. Pag wala pa rin, i-clarify nyo, at least sa inyo. Hindi na kung yung need, ma-clarify natin. Anong scope talaga ng project? Okay, anong scope ng project? Okay? Oops. Yes, yes. Sige, sir. Please,
doon tayo sa motion. May share ka ko. Yung pinarapis namin, it's harmonizing. Isa din yan. Example. Nang bumaba yung bagong guidelines sa SPM, nag-anticipate ako, bago na naman to. So, paano ito bibinta sa mga schools? So, ginawa ng plano, ano ba yung nakakulit ka SPM? Pinag-aralan yung mga dimensions, yung mga indicators. So, konektado si OPCR. Konektado si Human Resource Development. Konektado si M&E. Konektado si SIP. Lahat kung ano ba. So, dapat usapan namin yan. Ganito yun. Example, indicator number 1. All grade 3 learners, sabi ko na, all grade 3 learners must be proficient. So, paano yung ilalatan? Kasi nasa SBM yan. Paano yung ilalatan sa OPCR? So, tingnan natin sa SIP. Anong pinagplanuhan nyo sa SIP? Lumabas ba yan na isama ba yan kasi based on your historical data and historical performance, Isa yan sa dating mga problema na sinusolusyonan nyo from project design. Let's visit your project design. Kung yung activities doon magagamit dito na ma-attain yung all proficient. Sunod. Baka doon sa human resource development nyo, yung school-based instances na ibinibinta ngayon, baka kailangan din ng solusyon ng ganyan. So, balik na naman tayo sa pagprograma sa MIE. Yung plano nyo, balikan natin. Will it be measured quarterly? Will it be monitored quarterly? Tingnan natin ang yung MIE mechanism. Kasi kung magkakaroon ng orientation about these building guidelines as a separate orientation, tawag ka na naman kay schoolmate o kung sino pa man about OPCR crafting, tawag ka na naman on SIP review and so on. Para ina-isolate nila yun, makikita natin sa family na sinasabi mo, ang dami na. So, mahirap ka kung sino nag-uunahan para makapasok. Para ina-isolate, kailangan lang i-harmonize paano naging connected ang mga ito. Para isang absorption lang nila, ginagawa nila, maraming na-atake sa isang kilos nila.
Harmonization. Dapat nandun sa CEO. Ang harmonization nagsimula doon.
Okay, so the harmonizing is still part of this scoping. Take note, it's still part of this scoping. So, scoping will be one of the major skills that dapat development. Scoping. In fact, the tools and techniques na nakalista dito are actually scoping tools. Okay, scoping tools ito siya. Pero balikan ko lang yung I remember when, I think it was Tuesday, when we were discussing the dichotomy between implementation and operation. Gusto ko lang kasi mag-visualize nyo, part ng scoping mag-visualize nyo, pag meron mo bang guidelines o program guidelines, ano ba yung konteksto nito? Okay. So, balikan ko lang yung dichotomy ng so this is now the implementation. At usually, okay, implementation, nandito yung projects. Okay? Nandiyan yung projects. No? Tapos yung second is operation. Okay? So, balikan ko lang ulit yung natin yung in terms of how we differentiate implementation and operation. When this building is constructed, that's the project implementation. Okay? Materials and project management or project development is actually about this project implementation. Now that we're using this, that's part of the operation now. Okay? Obviously, the skills needed to set up this facility is different from maintaining the facility. Okay? So, klaro po tayo sa concrete example na yan. Alright? Now, pag may lumabas na guidelines o program guidelines, ano ang tinitingnan doon? Ano ang pinipicture doon? Is it the implementation or is it the operation? Pag may lumabas na guidelines, explain guidelines, ito dapat yung implementation natin, explain guidelines. Kahit ginagamit yung word for implementation. Operation, okay? So, pag may lumabas na guidelines, okay? The guidelines, kailangan ngayon ng preparation. So, yung projects kayo na pinag-uusapan natin, ang technical assistance mo, is nasa preparation part. Kasi pag na-encounter nyo dito, pag hindi na-implement yan, hindi nagagalaw yan. Kasi doon sa preparation part, doon nawawala. Precisely. So, ibig sabihin, yung PA nyo ngayon, to ensure now that yung mga schools will be able to comply with the guidelines, you need now to set up how will the schools now will be able to comply with the guidelines. Of course, magkakaiba na yan. Magkakaiba na bawat schools yan. Some schools will be ready some schools may not be ready. Okay? Okay? So, again, part of the scoping. So, ganun tayo palagi mag-isip as a TA. Okay? Ganun tayo palagi mag-isip. Ano ba itong TTA ko? TTA ko ba yung itong guidelines? Tama ba yung pag-implement ng guidelines? Or TTA ko ba rito mag-set up na? Okay? But obviously, pag mali ito, mali yung preparation na. So, pag sinabi po natin project development, okay, gagawa tayo ng proposal, actually, yung ginagawa po natin is this. Ito ang project management. Okay? Ito yung project management. Very important again to understand the dichotomy between those two. Kasi karaniwan po, hindi dichotomize yung dalawa. In fact, if you're going to read a lot of materials on planning or even mga development agencies, they just mix implementation and operation. Kaya mix ka nila yun. Parang hindi sa asipin. Parang tawagin na yung implementation plan as also operations plan.
Kaya nga sir, hindi pa nagbalik tayo sa example ng kanina. Kahit sa isang indicator pa lang ha, yung grade 3 teacher, learners na maging proficient. Sabi ko, marami kayong dapat paghandaan, marami kayong dapat balikan. Curriculum ito, measure ng learning, ng output ito, ng curriculum, delivery. So, pag-iisip kayo, anong tool ang gagamitin nyo para ma-measure yung efficiency. So, anong intervention? Yung sa planning design nyo sa SIP, anong plano nyo? Baka kailangan revision. Baka may mga learners kayo na hindi makaka-cook up ng regular, nasaan si Ilian. Yung mga ganon. Everything kailangan na kalatag bago sila mag-isip kung ilan ang itatarget na magiging proficient at kung ano pa man ang pag-iisipan nila, balikan dahil yung mga intervening factors. Pero kailangan may harmony. Kaya dapat si PA na pagtatahin-tahin niya at uhugyan lahat.
So, kailangan alam nyo ito. Diba? Kailangan alam nyo ito, pero ang PA ninyo is how do you now prepare them? Okay? How do you prepare them now? Yun ang PA ninyo. Okay? Yun yung PA. Kaya, program or project outputs are not used. Kumbaga, yung guidelines hindi pinafollow. Okay? Hindi pinafollow yung guidelines. Kaya by the target users or recipients. Mandated, lahat, ulit niya. Pero hindi pinafollow. Okay? Hindi siya pinafollow. Pag hindi pinfollow yan, ibig sabihin, yung para sa aking guidelines, okay? Kung para sa aking guidelines, yun ang benefit. Okay? Walang benefit dyan. May ginagawa, reward ang pinaka-ano nila. Therefore, more, I believe to not give acceptance and utilization of outputs. Okay? Or kaya, may output kayo, hindi gagamitin. Okay? Hindi siya gagamitin. Therefore, action research.
Pagkatapos ng research,
By the way, importante po ang research. Very important po ang research kasi yung product development din mo. Diyan mo nagaling. Diyan mo dapat galing. Kasi pag pinopropose niya as a project, ibig sabihin, gagastusan na yan. Diba? Gagastusan na yan. Yan mga pere, tapos bababa mo yan. Dapat yung mas maganda kung doon mo siya nag-research. Okay? Yun po yung value added dapat siya nag-research. Hindi lang for the sake of matapos yung research, that's it. You use that as to identify possible projects or products. Okay? So if outputs are not used, okay, ibig sabihin po, user requirements are not considered in the design. Kung papasok ulit kayo, yung guidelines po, national palagi ang perspective niya. Okay? Kasi one size fits all siya. But obviously, yung situation ni CAR, or the area application region, versus ang situation ni Caraga, they are different. Both regions, but they are different. So kung nakalagay sa RA 79, itong centralization, 9155, 9155. Sabi nila sa region, the regions, they have to come up with a policy framework is actually that will meet the, needs of the communities that they serve. So that's actually, sinasabi na, contextualize mo. Okay? So kung mag-contextualize ka lang, pero kailangan mo muna natin i-set up. Okay? Kailangan mo muna i-set up. Right? Kailangan mo muna i-set up siya. Okay? Planning based is intervention-driven rather than demand-driven. Okay? Kaya kung hindi siya, may mga cases wherein you were asked to implement a project or a guideline na hindi naman natin masyadong kailangan. Diba? Pero since meron pong pera, may funding, we would rather implement it versus to what we need. Okay? Ako na yung complaint ko sa akin ng mga nagkagawa ng EDP. Kasi kahit anong ilagay namin dyan, okay? Pero kung wala naman kami pondo, tapos ito yung programa ng Central Office, i-complete pa yun sa amin, pero mas customize sa amin, nagpo-force kami nila i-implement natin sa amin. Okay? So, hindi lang so, intervention driven or supply driven. One size fits. Okay? So, in this context, again, I am trying to highlight your importance, your relevance now to the schools and to the development centers. Kasi kayo yung na-address, make sure that the needs being addressed are relevant. Yun yung role nyo ngayon as PA. Okay? Kasi, yung mga programs sa mga ba, kung ano sila dito sila Kasi implementation sila ng mga guidelines. Kailangan ma-implement sa baba. Ma-implement sa baba. Okay. Pag hindi tinanggap yung output nila, of course, we work sa mga consulting na trabaho na namin. May mga output kami hindi tinatanggap. So, ibig sabihin po yan, rework. Ibig sabihin po ng rework, wala mo na kami bayad. Parang ganun. Sa consultants. Pag-output-based lang po. So, paano po natin make sure na tayo? So, ito yung pinag-aralan ngayon natin, situational analysis. Okay, demand specific. Remember yung ginawa ng hapon? Wala akong nakita halos na SWOT analysis kahapon, although pareho yung indicator, pero yung ina-address yung sa loob ay pareho ha. But that was the beauty of what we did in the civil engineering yesterday. Okay? Since now you have your skill now in situational analysis, you're able to identify the demands. Okay? At the school level, at the community level. Okay? Second bullet is include capability component in the program design. Okay? I do not know now, pero dati po, sino po nga po maghanap ng isang guideline, isang program, actually program. Nakalagay na sa program, ano yung mangyayari dito, ano dapat yung siset up dito? Nakalagay ko. Ano yung roles ng school? Nakalagay dito. Nakalagay din naman yung roles ni region at ng division. Pero ang nakalagay na doon is si region at si division will monitor. Will monitor lang ang nakalagay doon sa guidelines. Nangyayari ko kaya? Subukan ko magtingin ang mga guidelines ko. Kung nangyayari kaya. Pero yung na yung nakalagay. Ay, Robin, pero parang hindi tinignan si RA 9155. Natapat yun, at the region level, at the division level, iba kasi yung skill requirement nyo. Kung yung training nyo po, under the program, or yung drop-out reduction program, ang pag-aaralan, ito kung sa paano gagawin yung drop-out. Paano gagawin counseling? Paano gagawin school visitation? Ganun ang gagawin. Pero at the division level, walang preparation sa division level in terms of sa inyo, how do you now manage the program, the drop-out reduction program? That's a different skill. That's a different skill that you will be needing in terms of managing the program. during the pandemic, no, with the planning service, we were actually looking at the program design document and making sure na merong nakalagay na tawag dito, na intervention sa bawat governance level. May objectives yung kada programa. Unang funding sa akin, wala. Okay, wala. No? So, unang inaayos na yung mga program profile, wala. So, yung discussion, sabi namin, dapat doon meron kasi yun ang demand yun yung structure ng organization, may bigay na yung mechanism. Kasi central na gagawa ng polisiya, si region ay i-ensure niya na tugma sa condition natin. Okay? Si division tayo na binigay ng technical assistance, explain tayo yung manager sa babae. May mag-manage ng program o ng project. Okay? Sa school na yun, project management siya, pero tayo na implementor. Okay? So yun yung nawawala. No? So pag gagawa kayo ng project design, ng project proposal, make sure na kasama doon sa project proposal yung preparation niyo. Para management. Look at it from the project management perspective. Ano po? Doon sa fund facility, kasi na-set up po. So, mag-set up ng facility, no? Ang mag-benefit ay si division, si school, ang mag-benefit. So, pero ano yung mga capability building na pwedeng dapat gawin? Okay, so pinalagay po, si region, dapat siya yung matuto mag-manage ng facility. Hindi po structural fund facility. Dapat marunong silang mag-appraise ng project proposal. Marunong sila mag-evaluate as part of preparation. Kasi SDO naman, dapat marunong niyang gumawa ng project proposal at marunong ng progress monitoring. Si school head naman, marunong ng project proposal din at marunong din ng project management. Okay? Para maging successful yung fund.
Sa planning phase, dapat yung different level of government, mag-i-invite as a resource person bago gumawa ng situational analysis.
Di ba madalas naman sila mga annual conference na lahat?
Hindi, kahit nung mag-craft out ng PDP, diba? Kahit ano kami ng mga historical data, so nag-invite kami ng students of different classification of schools. Yung ayos, we were to the boys. Kasi yung gagawin natin kung daw yung region, ang good school in the region. So, parang ano rin, hindi sila importante, pero resource person.
So, ito question ko question. Nakita yung DDP nyo. Anong difference ng DDP nyo sa SIP? Yan.
Yeah.
Anong difference?
Actually, there's a scope na naman yun because of the level of governance. Pero in terms of the pillars, align lahat yun, alignment.
Okay, paano ng alignment? Kasi it's possible that your DDP will just be a consolidated SMPs. Okay? Baka meron na nangyayari sa DDP niya, baka it's just a consolidated SMP.
Hindi na kasi, hindi natin yung kung ano problema sa dito. Okay? Tapos, pagkakaroon ng identified intervention, specific na yan. Narito dapat sila atensyon. Sa SIP naman, sa SIP, parang sa gano'n din. Halimbawa, problema sa numeracy, ang level, sino producer ng mga numerates. So, parang gano'n yun. So, ang scope ay yung level of governance. Okay, kung paano ginagawa, paano i-address ang problem, para may simila.
Okay. Ako, ML ako for the longest time, pero starting 2016, I decided to venture into planning, education planning. Not that wala akong skill sa planning. Pag ML ko, may skill niya sa planning. But I decided to go into planning, education planning. Pero basta typecast na ako na palagi introduce na ML. But what I've been doing since 2016 is education planning. I help the Dining Service Device, the DDP, 2016. And then, including our DDP. And then I was part of the consulting group that prepared the Basic Education Development Plan. So kita ko na yung tatlong level. May experience na ako sa tatlong level when it comes out to the plan. Sa school, may suggestion ako, wala akong opportunity na doon para na mag-bigay ng system. Yung difference. Of course, in terms of pillars, dapat pareho niya. Dapat pagdating sa indicators, dapat pareho ng tinatarget, pero magkaibang target. May magkaiba ng target, pero magkaibang target. Parehong performance indicators, okay? Pero yung indicator na pang-school level, dapat pang-school level. Hindi mo pwede gamitin evaluation level. Ang laban dapat ng division, kung may mga plano, is wala ang parang nakalagay sa division is strengthen capacity of schools. Okay. Strengthen capacity of teachers or schools, let's say, to manage mediation program. Ang nakalagay talaga, hindi strengthen ay everybody, school development centers, teachers. Okay? Ang pagkakaiba ng PSIP, mas directed siya in learners. Okay? Maaaring meron din siya gagawin sa teacher. Okay? Pero, customized na sa kanya. Alright? So, ang pagkakaiba is target group. Okay? The target group. Ang target group ni division ay si schools at si CLCs. Ang target group. No? Tapos si school ay learners. Learners na. Ibig sabihin, yung mga programs and projects mo dito ay patungkol na kay learner. Sa division, yung programs and projects nyo ay patungkol kay schools at CLCs. Parang sinasabi nyo, we're strengthening now si schools at si CLCs. Okay? Para magawa na yung trabaho na, yung mandato na, to deliver implementation and learning as directed, okay? And to manage the school properly. So, yun yung pagkakaano niya. Okay? So, again, very important, pag kuha kayo ng proposal, kasama kayo. Okay? Especially kung kailangan nyo ng strengthening. Okay? But more on the areas of management, on PA, say on monitoring. Okay? Do you need to understand the technology? Yes, you need to understand the technology. Pero, hindi mo kailangan maging expert sa technology. Okay? So, understand the technology. And then, proper handover of outputs, okay, to users. Paano, bakit naman po yung outputs to users? Yung outputs kasi, dito ginagawa, diba? Dito ginagawa yung outputs. Okay, parang ito yung output. Okay? Ang namin dito ay the project team. Okay, project team. Pagkukuha niya. Okay? Pagdating na dito kayo, user na ang responsible. Okay? To use, of course. So, sinasabi ng proper handover outputs, wala pong relay ng outputs dun sa user. Okay? Ang case in point po, isa sa importante na nagawa ko ng Stripe is actually si quarterly review. Okay? Armea. Okay? Given its effect is still one of the most important interventions provided by Stripe output of Stripe. Kaya lang po, walang nangyaring handover ng technology sa central office. Okay, wala po. Wala nangyari. So, kaya ko ngayon pala sa Stripe, ang program ko yun, na nakasabay ni Stripe. Implement naman kami ng RMEPA sa ibang regions. So, meron na ngayon dalawang methodology na kumakalat, okay, sa mga regions without the central. Okay? So, dapat yung na-handover properly kay central para mag-propagate properly sa lahat ng division, sa lahat ng regions. Okay? Kaya, hindi siya ngayon properly ginagamit. Okay? Kumalang sa Carmela, dahil na ba, parang siya, turuan mo nga kami yan. Okay? Turuan mo kami yan. But it didn't become a policy. A policy. Okay? It didn't become a policy. Kasi wala ang handover. Marami pong projects na ganyan. Yung civic, KIP, okay? Marami pong projects, marami po silang outputs na nag-develop. Okay? Pero hindi po nagkaroon ng proper turnover sa Daka po pa iba-iba ng strategy sa project management. Dati po, kung mapansin nyo, first papansin na, dati po ang mga projects, meron pa siya mga project office. Mga project office pa po siya. Ma-separate. Okay? Ngayon, halos wala na po gano'n. Ang implementation na, direct na, kung baga ang kausap na namin, si CLB na kausap namin. Wala nang project office. So then, nakasupposin din na i-blend na. The idea behind is to ensure na habang dinidevelop pala, meron ng ownership yung unit na gagamit. Okay? Yun yung idea. And let's see. Ito po yung model na yun. Ito lang po kung mag-work siya. Yun yung model ng BEST program. Okay? Yun yung model ng BEST program na naka-embed na sa program. Okay? Lahat ng gagawin ng program, kung anong hiningi ni Gabriel. Okay? Kung ano yung hiningi ni Gabriel. Pero embedded na agad. Okay? Pero, hindi problem pa din pagdating mo ito sa utilization. Okay? Sa utilization. Number 3, there is a misunderstanding between, let's say, the division, the region, or let's say the school and then the division. And when it comes to, ano bang scope ng guidelines? Ano bang scope ng project? Okay? Misunderstanding will give you more enemies. Okay? Maraming gagalit sa atin. And of course, delays, and it can also be reward. Therefore, positive. Then implication pag merong misunderstanding. Sa project implementation, karamihan po, yung mga enemy, dito na natin may encounter sa gitna. Diyan na po sa gitna may encounter natin. Yung mga sakit na pulo, dito natin may encounter sa kalagitnaan. And usually po yun, dahil sa hindi pagkakaintindihan kung ano yung scope. Okay, kung ano po yung scope. Now, misunderstanding, okay, bakit po nangyari yun? Kasi nga po walang start. Okay, wala pong start na. So, kami nag-troubleshoot kami ng project kasi nag-start up po kami sa kalagitnaan. Kalagitnaan na, start up na, ginawa ko, itinago namin sa EDP. Hindi namin siya sa EDP na nag-startup kami. Okay? Nag-startup kami. Alam po ginawa ko sa startup. Nireview ko yung project design document. Ito po gagawin nyo. Pag lumaran sa pansin nyo, hindi klaro yung project sa lahat. Tapos bago pa lang kayo papasok. Ang una-una po nire-reviewin yung project design document. Review nyo yun, lalo na pag maganda, makasabuli sa inyo, yung rational, yung background. Pag maganda mo yan, then you will have a good grasp of what the project is all about. Kaya po importante yan. Yan po yung mga sacrifice. Ang ganda ng SWOT kahapon, ang ganda ng SWOT, igawa nyo sa paragraph. Ang ganda ng yan, background about the situation. Okay? Kasi dun sa rational, doon yung makikita yung intention ng project. Yung objective sa yung intention. Bakit siya gusto gawin? Okay? Look at your show kahapon. It's all about intentions. Lalo-lalo na yung context. Lalo-lalo na yung context. Ang ganda ng mga context, mga intent na nilagay nyo na doon. Okay? So, yun ang una-una yung bibigyan. Alright? Next, na yung bibigyan, yung objectives. Okay? project, kailangan klaro sa atin. So, lesson ko sa atin, make sure that your objectives are clear, are smart enough, okay? Don't fall in love with it na kayo lang nakakaintindi ng objective. Okay? Make sure other people will understand or will be able to use your objectives to the implementation. Okay? Then, of course, the intervention. Pag naging klaro ka sa iyo as a consultant, okay, sa akin naging klaro na yun, the next thing I did is to prepare an implementation plan. Gawa ng implementation plan. Labing limang divisions yun. Lahat may labing limang divisions, inorient uli namin kung sa ano ba ang laman ng proyekto. Anong intention, anong objectives, anong deliverables, at ano yung mga kailangan gawin. Inorient namin sila. Okay? Remember po, nasa kalagitnaan na, so we have to do it. Kasi sabi ko sa project manager, director, ang branda, talaga, ma'am, hindi po tayo upusan, kahit gusto natin hamulin yung implementation, hindi po tayo upusan unless the divisions are clear about intention, objectives, and the deliverables of the project. Okay? So we have to do that. Gumastos kami. We have to do that. And went around. Okay? Went around here in South Leyte, Biliran, just to clarify and help them come up with their implementation plan. Nung naayos na, saka pa na po kumalaw ng proyekto. Nung naayos na po. Kasi everybody now are looking at the same things. Everybody now are looking at the same directions. Okay? So, yun po yung importante way na start-up ng project. So, pagtanongin nyo, sir, ano ba yung gagawin sa startup? Kukulang kayo together as a team and try to understand what the project is all about. Okay? Kung mag-i-implement kayo mga schools, make sure that the schools i-orient natin in terms of ano yung intention, ano yung objectives, at ano yung na-expect natin na gagawin nila on their part. Make sure it's actually done. Misunderstanding can also be a result of irregular updates or reports about the program or project. Okay? Irregular updates. Pero yung sa case namin sa civil, parang po yung experience namin, nagkagawa naman ng report. Okay? Nagkagawa ng report. Kailan po yung report ay sa format na binigay sa amin ni funder, ADB. Yung report format na yun ay useful kay ADB. Hindi siya useful sa amin. Na-example na yun, susunod kayo isang report, hindi nyo naman naintindihan kung bakit ganun yung format o sa kailangan ng mag-apply kasi useful siya sa taas. We're not saying na mali yung report, pero ang puntos ko is useful siya sa taas. So whenever a region and source center will be asking you, giving you a format, it is in that format simply because it is useful to them. It's not necessarily useful to you. Okay, so what we did, ginawa namin doon, ginawa namin sa project na yun, may nag-report para kay ABB lang, kasi yun ang kailangan niya. Pero iba yung reporting namin para sa amin. In that way, na-regularize namin yung updating ng implementation namin. Okay, so let's learn. Pag gagawa kayo ng report format, division, gagawa kayo, make sure it is useful to you. Okay? Kung si school gagawa siya ng report format, make sure it is also useful for the school. Okay? Kasi magkaiba kayo ng decision points. Magkaiba kayo ng decision points. Alright? Of course, project scope not clear. So, napansin niyo po, ulit-ulit tayo sa scope. Okay? Ulit-ulit tayo sa scope. And that's what we did yesterday. Scoping. Napansin niyo po, kung nag-scope na kayo ng indicator na kayo nakafocus, ang gaganda ng scope analysis. Right? Ang marami ng scope analysis. Why? Kasi nag-scoping agad kayo. Ito yung indicator na po-focusan namin. Okay? Ito yung school na po-focusan namin. Okay? And then, ito yung school, then, ito na yung mga programs. Nag-scoping po tayo kahapon. Okay? Nag-scoping tayo kahapon. No consultations and orientations were made about the changes in the project design. Now, ganun po, lessons learned po, every time may pagbabago po tayo sa design ng project natin, proposal, plan, okay? Paano po natin i-handle yung misunderstanding? Head on lang po. Kung may misunderstanding, puntahan po natin agad. Clarify na natin. Huwag na natin agad. Okay? Don't ignore. Don't wait, no? Establish regular communications. Ito naman po yung status reports and then regular meetings. Okay? Hindi ko status reports and then regular meetings. Okay? When we were in Prague, I advised my program director to sabi ko sa kanila, here's my observation in DepEd. Si DepEd is very event-oriented. Okay? Event-oriented si DepEd, sabi ko. If you want to be able to accomplish things in DepEd, this was ano po mga 20 girl. If you want to accomplish things in DepEd, you create an event. Okay? Because if you will be asking simply for reporting or reports, you won't be able to get it. Okay? That's how that's okay. So, natutuwa naman ako at marami tayong palaging quarterly reviews. Of course, everyone. Okay? Be it para programa yan, makanya natin. Kaya po, huwag natin i-sacrifice. Okay? Huwag natin i-sacrifice yung reports. Okay? Baka naman po, meron na tayong quarterly reviewing, pero nawawala si reporting. Okay? Yung report po is part ng knowledge management natin process. Okay? So, huwag po natin wala is report. Pero, magkaiba yung reporting sa measurement. Ha? Magkaiba yung reporting sa measurement. Paano yung measurement? Yung measurement, aalamin natin kung delayed ba tayo. Ito yung nasa plano, ito yung actual. Measurement pang tawag mo. Yung S-curve, may ano po ito familiar with S-curve, measurement po siya. Okay? Yung reporting is actually documentation in terms of what happened, especially the insights and the lessons. Okay? Wala siya sa measurement. Baka ang ginagawa natin ngayon, sa mga quarterly reviews natin, is we're just actually measuring done and not done. Okay? Done and not done. So, kaya percentage yung nagawa natin, ilan hindi. Nag-measure lang po tayo doon. Okay? Pero baka nawawala yung reporting. Okay? Kaya tendency po natin, pag may programa o project tayo, uulit lang tayo. Kasi wala tayong knowledge, wala tayong experience, wala tayong understanding in terms of what happened or transpired with us. Okay? So reporting now, or status reports, is a regular, is a very important aspect of the monitoring and evaluation system. Okay po? So kailangan po meron tayo ng ngayon. Okay? And then, orient project staff and stakeholders about the scope of the program or the project. Okay, kahit po mga stakeholders, okay, even management po, pag may bagong management, mas maganda ma-orient natin sila. Okay? Okay, ito po yung mga tool, mga gagawin natin. Kailangan meron tayong M&E system. Okay? Meron po tayong M&E. Hindi po yung M&E activity sa system. Okay, system po. Meron tayo. Meron tayong change request mechanism. Meron naman ako. Change request. Tama, meron ano, pwede kang kasi may activity request eh. Diba may change request eh? O sa central office lang, kasi nakita ko lang eh. Wala sa baba. Sa central meron eh. Yung change request. Adjustment. Meron. So, meron na problema. Remember yung discussion natin sa project cycle? yung appraisal na kasi startup is actually designed kung ano to minimize misunderstanding. Kaya pinapadaan sa ganung proseso. Okay? Kaya pinapadaan sa ganung proseso. Number 4, the project was completed pero walang benefits. Okay? Walang benefits na encounter. So, of course, yung benefits na yan, may bayan. No? May bayan. Ang benefit ng reading limitation ay mag-improve ang reading. No? Ang benefits ng school feeding program ay yung mag-gain na weight maging normal. Okay? Ang benefits na kumari meron kayong intervention tungkol sa mathematics o sa science o sa English, is actually to improve the performance sa science. Ang benefits na meron kang ang ginagawa ko para mag-enroll yung pre-enrollment, early registration is actually to increase enrollment. Okay? So may benefits pa rin. So yun yung mga titignan kayo natin nakakain. Okay? Ngayon, pag ang isang bagay po ay walang benefit, kunwari nagbigay tayo ng isang output, nag-deliver ng isang output, pero walang benefit po yan, for sure po hindi nagkakagiging yung output natin ulit. Okay? Hindi na po gagamitin yung output natin ulit. Okay? Kung gamitin man lang yan, for compliance purposes na. For compliance purposes na. So there will not be loss of trust. Then kasi ayan na naman, tawag project na naman, wala namang mangyayari na yan. Okay? Operational failure. So this one, operational failure. It can be attributed to outputs that delivered or issues in the quality of outputs. Okay? Outputs that delivered or there are issues in the quality of outputs. Okay? Kaya walang benefits. Or the program design is wrong. So pagdating po natin dito at walang benefits, pag mag-conduct po ng results monitoring, okay? So another type of MLE, pag mag-conduct ng R&D dito, ang isang check na po dyan, is tama ba yung program o yung project design. Kaya ako nag-conduct ng results monitoring. Tama ba yung design? Okay? Pag wala natin tama yung design, pag tama siya, then i-replicate natin. Okay? Baka mamaya, nag-replicate kayo ng isang project na wala namang benefits. Okay? Kaya po, importante yung MM system. Each of target groups not considered in the design. Okay? Each of the target groups not considered in the design. So, yung ginawa natin kung school ang ginawa niya, dapat tama yung things na nila yung nalagay. Okay? So, yun yung mga gusto po natin i-address. All the way, sinabi po ni Sir kanina, active involvement of the target group. Okay? In the design phase. Okay? I'm not saying madali po i-involve ang target group sa design phase. I'm not saying madali, usually mahirap. Okay? Implementation and handover, pero it's a necessary thing that we must do. Okay? Conduct initial gains. Okay? Initial gains, ano naman po? So this is now another type of MME, initial gains evaluation. Kailan po siya gagawin? Pwede kasi kayo mag-conduct ng evaluation dito while ongoing yung delivery. Initial gains evaluation. Remember po yung analogy ko kahapon tungkol sa feeding program. Pag i-evaluate nyo yung feeding program, nang natapos na siya, eto siya. Yun siya, results monitoring. Kasi tapos na yung feeding program eh. Kunwari, pumasok tayo na Feeding program or feeding program. Pero wala sa feeding program, pumastos tayo na 1 million. Okay? For 100 learners. Okay? For 100 learners. Alright? So, tingin nyo ba, pupusok yung mga yun so 1 million tapos 100. Kaya ng rate yung mga yun, hindi normal. Siguro naman, di ba? Sa dami ng gagastusin natin. Saan lang? Okay? No? Now, let's say you conducted a results monitoring and evaluation pagkatapos to feeding program. After spending 1 million for 400 learners. Pag nag-evaluate ka na, ang findings mo ngayon ay your findings is that the children didn't gain weight or they didn't naging normal yung ano nila. Okay? Yun yung findings mo. Hindi sila nag-gain ng weight. So, ang question mo yun dito, anong gamit? Di ba? Yung muna yan. Anong gamit ngayon yung evaluation findings? Anong gamit yung evaluation findings? Ang gamit ng evaluation findings, kung ano ba yung pinakain sa feeding program na to, ay hindi na natin ipapakain sa susunod na cycle. Diba? Ganun dapat yun, ano? Pero, gumastos ka na ng 100 million, ng 1 million. Para bang masyadong expensive yung lesson. Diba? Okay? Kaya ngayon tayo nagpupunta ng initial case. Okay? Kaya tayo nagpupunta ng initial case, meaning on the 60th day pa lang, mag-conduct na tayo ng evaluation, pero tawag ka natin initial case evaluation. Pag sinasabi ng initial case evaluation na after 60 days, mas lalo lumalaga yung weight nila na gagawin natin. We will make adjustments in the design of that feeding program. Okay? But initial case evaluation says, okay, they are gaining weight, they are improving, then it's telling us to proceed with this strategy. Okay? So yun po yung ibig sabihin natin ng initial case. Okay? So mas maganda po, okay, mas maganda, early in the project, meron po tayo initial case evaluation. Okay? So ibig sabihin po, pag pinag-usapan natin ang M&E system, okay? Pag pinag-usapan natin yung M&E system natin, sa TA natin, okay? Ito po yung mga subsystems natin. Meron tayong progress monitoring. Ito po yung quarterly review nyo. Tinatrack nyo kasi dyan, activities. Okay? So meron din tayong initial gains evaluation. Okay? Ang tinatrack din natin dito, of course, are the initial results. This should tell us that the design is correct. Okay? Compared to, malalaman natin dito na. Okay? It's telling us that the design is correct. Okay? So these two are done during the implementation. Okay? Si R&E ay ginagawa after implementation. So, itong proyekto. Okay? So, you now have your 3 types of monitoring and evaluation. All of them now are integrated. Okay? So, this is what we mean by an M&E system. Okay? An M&E system. Right? So, meron po ako na. Kaya, okay? Pero pag po ako ng isang system, may isa po subsystem. May isa pang subsystem ng monitoring, very important. Okay? Ito na lang ilagay kasi technically siya yung unang-una. Yung readiness monitoring. Para bang may isa kayong programa, lahat ng schools, sino ba sa kanila yung pinaka-ready na to operationalize? Actually, ito hindi sa startup pa. Si startup, ang dapat sa startup pa, mag-orientize. Yung mga teachers, okay? Yung mga teachers, alam na nila. Okay? Yun, gano'n lang yung readiness ko. Okay? So, yun yung ano natin, yun yung pasok ng monitoring and evaluation natin. Okay?
Di rin siya nagbuhat.
Sa readiness na. Okay. Ako ang recommendation ko
Paper
ng
bag ka.
checklist lang.
Oo.
Para hindi na masyadong complicated. Ang objective ko lang dito, as a division, ang objective ko lang dyan, if I have so many schools, which you have, diba? Sino lang dyan ang hindi ready? Okay? Kung ito lang hindi ready, technical assistance away dito lang. Diba? Hindi ako pipigay ng PA sa lahat. Ngayon, bakit ko kailangan mag-PA dito? Kasi kung nag-PA ka dyan, at hindi ka nag-PA dyan, nag-implement dyan, magkakagulo yung mga sinasabi natin problema mangyayari. Okay? Mangyayari sinasabi natin problema. Okay? So, checklist lang po. Okay? Alam niyo po ba kung saan nagsimula ang checklist? Kung saan nag-originate ang checklist? Nag-originate po ang checklist sa aviation industry. Okay? Sa aviation industry po yan nag-originate. No? Parang pilot test, sa kanila din ang kanila nag-originate. Pilot test. Test pilot. Test pilot actually. Sa kanila rin nag-originate. Now, paano siya nag-originate? Okay? Noong Second World War II, Second World War II pa, nung palagay na yung Second World War, mga late 30s, naghahanap na yung mga bansa pagdating sa gera. Okay? So, si US, naghahanap na rin siya sa gera. So, ang ginawa niya, yung mga malalaking airplane companies, hindi parang nagpapabiling siya ng mga aeroplano. Mga aeroplano yung pupuntahan ng US government. So, ano na yung mga companies? McDonnell Douglas, Boeing, basta yung mga malalaking companies. So, lahat sila ngayon, parang dito, come up ng aeroplano nila, yung mga bomber na aeroplano. Okay? Now, may isang aeroplano, so lahat na gumagawa. Habang hindi pa nagkakaroon talaga ng evaluation kung sinong pipiliin, meron parang hands down, kahit yung mga competitor, hands down na sinasabi, ito yung mananalo. Okay? Ito yung mananalo ng aeroplano. Okay? But of course, just to go through the process, parang sa procurement, di ba, kailangan go through the process, kailangan magkaroon ng parang testing, mapakita. So, in fact, nakakalimutan pa ang paano ng plano. Yung tawag dito, siyempre, kailangan pa sila sa isang field. Yung tumating na plano na yun, hindi ko lang nakapansin kasi, nakagasin pa rin. Sobrang efficient na. Okay? Yung mga bomber po, ito po yung maraming pintuan kasi maraming kailangan nakagawin. Maraming yan. Okay? Ano po yan? Malaking plano po ito. So, ito lang yung testing. Okay, testing. Yung paborito ng plano, lipad na siya. Pag lipad na, bumagsak siya. Okay, bumagsak siya. So, when they evaluated, bakit siya bumagsak? Nakalimutan kasi may isang pintuan na which caused the drop. Nakalimutan ko yan. Yung isang kwento ko isang araw, nakalimutan din. Nakalimutan siya. Nag-generalize sila. Okay. Doon na invento kayo sa checklist. Kasi ang nila, ang consensus nila, this is still the best way. This is still the best way. The pilots were trained, but despite the training, because there are so many things to remember, okay, there's so many things to remember, we need to come up with a checklist. Okay? Alam na. Marami nyo rin sa Google kung sino yung pang-reklamo. But if you're one of watching World War II, this ko, so kaya ito nagkaroon ng checklist because tayo mga tatara ako, hindi ko matandaan na. So ganun din dito, vague, masyadong vague. I don't know how observant you are, pag pupunta kayo sa mga malalaking hotel, may makikita kayo rin sa nakasabi ng checklist. Diba? Kung may ilaw ba, wala bang tubig sa meron. I-check yun, yung monitor pa natin. So, halimbawa, chinek ko, while not looking, at may na-accidente during that time, titignan na yun. Bakit naka-check ko? So, yun, gano'n na naka-check. So, dito, checklist lang tayo. Since marami kayong schools sa titignan, hindi nila kailangan pa, complicated kung nakalagay sa checklist. Okay? Kung maglalagay tayo ng checklist sa startup, ano yung mga kailangan natin i-highlight? Ano yung mga kailangan natin i-highlight? Okay, yung school head ba, alam na yan, yung objectives of project. Okay? Yung teachers ba, na-orient sila? Okay? Orient ba yung mga teachers? Kung may mga stakeholders sa kailangan natin, orient ba yung stakeholders? Okay? At may mga nagawa na sa tumaling implementation plan. So, minimum yung apat na yun, nakalagay sa checklist. So, ang focus doon is magkakaroon tayo assist tayo sa grupo na hindi pa set up. Pero pala dito natin sa city, nung tayo nag-start up kami, we identified a unit, a division, na nalilink, doon na kami nag-access. Doon na kami nagbibigay ng technical assistance. Okay? Rather than antayin namin yung problema natin dito, doon pa lang sa simula, na-address na namin. Okay? Event is an oscillation progress. Okay? Of course, the participatory approach and then initial needs. Now, quality of the outputs is a major issue. Okay? Pero output, pero defective. Output, pero defective. Eh, delikado ang defective na output, di ba? Lalo sa electrical. Okay? Lalo po, pag defective ang output, pag kayo na dumating, kayo na peke. Di ba? Kunwari, pag sila sa isa. Okay? Eh kung kayo ngayon, kasi tama yung pinipilihan natin, wala direction ka na, ito na yung peke. Ito na makikinig sa'yo. Diba? Kunwari, natutunan ng bata, 1 plus 1 is equals to 3. Pagdating mo ngayon, sabi 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. Hindi po. 1 plus 1 is equals to 3. Diba? Okay? So, benefits will not be at the process. Okay? Different expectations among stakeholders. Okay? Different expectations. Wala na standards. Kung balikan ka natin, no standards. Okay? No standards. Right? Pag gumagawa ko ng project proposal at may mga part ng TA proposal at may mga parts natin. Rational, objectives, ano pa susunod? Components, diba? Components yung susunod. Okay? Now, project components. Doon sa project components, doon dapat i-describe yung output. Doon i-describe yung output. Parang sa natin, mag-deliver ka ng training materials. Ito yung output niya. Ito yung specification niya. Dapat ito yung naman, ito yung number of pages, ito yung content. Okay? Dapat nakalagay yun sa project component section. Alright? Ano ang issue mo rin sa akin? Ang issue ay hindi dinidescribe yung project output sa project design. Okay? Kasi hindi na gumagawa ng project design. Meron lang tayo ng implementation plan. Okay? Ano ulit yung naman implementation plan? Let's go back to our Tuesday discussion. Ano yung nasa column ng implementation plan? First column, outputs and activities. Second column, target. And then indicator, then time, timeline, and cost. The minimum yun, di ba? So, yun naman, scope, which are activities, outputs. Okay? Listing, outputs and activities. Timeline, target, timeline, then cost, yung tatlo. Ganun siya. Walang description ng quality. Okay? Walang description ng quality. Okay? Okay. Permanent ulit. Yes, okay? Walang description ng quality. Ang problema ngayon, yung implementation plan, yun yung bumababa, yung internet. Pero walang project outputs. Walang description ng project outputs. Kaya nagkakaroon ng iba-ibang output ng bawat estudyante. Okay? Kasi walang description ng project output. Okay? Question, may question ako sa inyo. Ang indicator ba qualitative o qualitative? Quantitative o qualitative? Kasi, nag-linking ba kayo? Linking kayo? Doon sa linking, isa nag-join ako ng discussion. There was this woman, nag-suggest ko ano yung father kung nag-linking kayo. So, Anne Murray. Not the singer, ha? Not the singer. Anne Murray ang pangalan niya. Kahit, nakikipag-discussion ako isa sa kanila. Minsan nilagay niya doon, question niya, ang individual daw ba ay quantitative o qualitative? Okay? May isang case ako, sinabihan ako ng isang family agency, masyado namang quantitative yung individual mo. So ano siya talaga? Quantitative o qualitative?
Either term can be qualitative or quantitative.
There's no such thing as quantitative indicator, there's no such thing as qualitative indicator. When you say indicator, pareho po yun, ay nandun na. Okay? Hindi mo pwede hiwalayin. Parang yung matilas sinasabi, quantitative indicator, qualitative indicator. Hindi. Again, ito sa development of sir. Hindi natin kung hindi wala sa quality. Diba? Yung quality, ang magsasabi sa akin, kung paano ko bibilangin. Yung bilang naman ang magsasabi, kung na-achieve ko na siya. Di ba? Ayun na ba? Okay. Halimbawa, ito ang indicator mo. Great teachers. Okay? May qualitative na ba yan? Okay? Meron na, di ba? May qualitative na yan eh. Kaya yung mga outputs na nakalagay natin sa mga implementation plan, meron na nakalagay na qualitative. Ang problema ngayon natin, walang, kailangan may descriptor pa yan. Ano yung quality? Kung wala yan sa implementation plan, dapat na sa project design document yan. Okay, so, kailangan mag-agree tayo. Anong descriptor natin ng quality? Kunwari, at least 80% of the sessions completed. Diba? Attended. Okay? Or let's say, output submitted. Diba? Kung nag-agree tayo, ito yung descriptor ng quality, ito ay yung indicator natin. Ang problema, hindi nyo ito nalalagay sa design document. Nakalagay lang siya sa implementation plan, outline plan. So, hindi ngayon natin alam kung na-achieve talaga natin yung quality. So, lalagyan lang tayo ng numero. Okay? Lalagyan lang tayo ng numero. Okay, 25 at 25 din. Okay, ganyan ang nangyayari sa atin. Right? This is the project management, ha? So, try to capacitate you with this information. Okay? So, pag meron kami sa iyo, is it quantitative, is it qualitative? Do not say kasi sinabi ni Sebe. Huwag mo sabihin gano'n. I-ano nyo, i-demonstrate nyo. Okay? Kung bakit hindi siya. Lahat ng indicator natin,